These ribbon sandwiches are a treat for the eyes and are super delicious. Let's start by making that sweet, spicy, tangy green chutney for our ribbon sandwiches. To a grinder, let's add 3 pods of garlic. We're just going to give it a rough chop. To that, we're going to add 1 large green chili, just giving this to a rough chop. Or you could go in with 2 if they were smaller, or 2 large ones if you like it spicy. Next, we're going to add in 3/4 teaspoon of cumin seeds. To this, let's add 150 grams or 2 big bunches of fresh cilantro. This is one of the key ingredients in the chutney, and it's going to give that incredible green color and flavor. Now let's grind this together to start creating our chutney.
For a little zing, we're going to add the juice of 1.5 lemon. And that's about 100 milliliters of lemon juice. Let's pour in the lemon juice into the jar. Next, let's add the second key ingredient for this chutney, and that's 250 grams of freshly grated coconut. This is going to give the chutney a lovely flavor and an amazing texture. For a little bit of sweetness, we're going to add 5.5 tablespoons of white granulated sugar. And lastly, to bring out all the flavors, we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now let's blend this together to get that smooth, delicious green chutney.
Chutney is best prepared ahead of time and refrigerated so that the flavors get a chance to develop. Now let's start building our ribbon sandwiches. We're going to be going in with some chutney, cheese, and some ham. But let's start talking about the bread. You're going to need some nice sliced sandwich bread, and if you get one with the crust, you have to cut the crust off. Don't discard the crust. You can always refrigerate it, toast it, and make it into breadcrumbs. But if you're lucky to get your hands on some crustless bread, that really helps. For the first layer, we're going to go in with some ham, and we're applying some butter so that the ham adheres to the bread. Now let's take another slice and apply some butter to it, just a little. Now let's flip this onto the ham, buttered side down. Giving it a gentle press. Now we're going to go in with another thin layer of butter before we put on the cheese. The butter is acting like the glue that's going to hold the sandwich together. Now we're going to go in with some sliced cheddar cheese and just going to lay it down. If you have any extra hanging over, you can just trim it off so that it fits exactly to the size of the bread. Now we're going to do some patchwork here so that we get the cheese all over on all sides. Now let's apply some butter on the next slice. And once again, we're going to flip it over, butter side down. Give it a gentle press. And now we're going to butter this side of the bread before we apply that delicious green chutney we made earlier. Let's spread on an even layer all across the bread. These sandwiches are such a crowd pleaser, and they just disappear when they're served up as an appetizer. Now let's butter the last bread slice to finish off the sandwich. Now once again, buttered side down, and give it a gentle press. Now gently, using a serrated knife, we're going to cut it into those perfect bite-sized sandwiches. Now look at that. Now let's give this a taste. Hey, and before we go, if you're new to our channel or haven't subscribed already, subscribe. And if you hit on that bell icon, you'll get a notification every time we upload new videos.
And follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All the information is in the description box below. Thanks for watching. See ya!